Welcome back to the Provian Roadmap. Yesterday, we explored the foundational concept of self-mastery, the Provian focus on self-mastery. Today, we'll focus on Frame Alchemy. Frame Alchemy is the next course coming up after the Provian Roadmap. Frame Alchemy was a phrase I coined, which I also tagged my first book in the 4-book collection, From Trauma to Triumph. Frame Alchemy is the concept of flipping narratives, changing limiting beliefs into empowering ones. Frame Alchemy is switching how we see reality. There's this popular quote, I don't know who to attribute it to, that says, "The frame is more important than the picture." A picture is a picture. A particular background on that picture gives a different context to the picture. A particular framing that background which carries that picture gives a different context, a different meaning to it. Okay, so since I found that quote, I began to pay more attention to the frame of reference. What's the perspective from which I'm viewing this particular thing, this particular reality? What is that brush I'm using to paint it? What's that color I'm giving this, my interpretation of reality? What's the background? What's the backdrop? So Frame Alchemy is about tapping into that depth of nuance, to reach into your soul, to find something good in every single circumstance and situation we find ourselves in. So today, we'll focus on Frame Alchemy, the transformative practice of shifting your perspective to turn challenges into opportunity. So what is Frame Alchemy? Frame Alchemy is the art of shifting your perspective to turn challenges into opportunities. Frame Alchemy is the art of reshaping how you perceive situations to create growth opportunities. It's about changing the frame through which you view life's challenges, setbacks, or even successes. By shifting your mindset, you can turn what feels like a roadblock into a stepping stone for growth and learning. Why Frame Alchemy matters. Shifting your perspective helps you stay resilient and open to growth. When you shift your perspective, you entertain possibilities of something good coming out of every situation, no matter how bad it seems in the beginning. So, you find the importance, you find the value in not accepting things at face value. You find the value in digging deeper to find out what's really the missing link in whatever it is that you're going through. The power of perspective. Your perspective shapes your emotions and actions. Have you ever noticed how two people can experience the same event but interpret it entirely differently? That's the power of perspective. Frame Alchemy teaches us that by changing how we perceive a situation, we can change how we respond to it, and ultimately, how it impacts our lives. Nothing is as it seems. Everything is as we see it. The particular subjective interpretation that we color an event with is exactly what it is to us. It is what it is to us. What it is to us. It is not what it is to everybody at the same time. I usually say there is no one world. If there are 8 billion people, there are 9 billion worlds, and everybody has their own interpretation of every singular event that we collectively share. So Frame Alchemy is about finding out what frame of reference you are viewing your reality from, and finding out what options there are. Frame Alchemy is about perfecting your perspective to ensure that every single interpretation is not flawed, it's empowering, it's adding, not subtracting from your experience of life. I know this is supposed to be clear by now because I've really drummed in the importance of your frame of reference. From what angle are you interpreting this situation? How to practice frame alchemy. Identify the challenge. Identify your current perspective. Now, challenge your interpretation of that challenge. Reframe the situation. Reframe it into an opportunity for growth. Then take aligned action. And your frame alchemy is complete. The steps to practicing frame alchemy are simple yet powerful. I recap. First, identify the challenge you're facing, then consciously reframe it as an opportunity for growth. And finally, take aligned action towards your goals, keeping this new perspective in mind. Let's break this down further. Example. Instead of saying, I failed, try reframing it to, I learned how this doesn't work. Or I learned how not to go about this. Or I learned what doesn't work. This shifts your perspective and turns a potentially discouraging experience into a valuable lesson. Over time, this practice builds resilience and fosters a growth mindset. Remember, all you want to accomplish out of this is a mindset that is malleable and adjustable to circumstance. And you want to create this flexibility in your spirit that is built on the confidence of, I've been here before. I've handled this. I've handled that. This shouldn't be any different. This shouldn't be any difficult. I've survived this. I've survived that. I should be able to handle this. You see, when you put yourself in that power drive, in that responsibility drive, instead of, I failed, I'm not good enough, you can reframe it to, I failed, but I learned something valuable. And then it gives you that reinforcement that if I keep going, I'll get it. I'll fix it. I can handle it. I'm equal to the task. It is up to me. I am responsible. I am able to respond irrespective of what it looks like at face value. I can dig into this circumstance and extract value from it. I can dig into it and extract power from it. You can empower yourself from every negative circumstance that ever occurs in your life if you reframe your reference. So frame alchemy is the practice of shifting your focus of attention from a problem to the potential benefits that lie in that problem. Alchemy, like I said. So let's get into this reframing exercise. Reframe a recent challenge. Now it's your turn. Think about a recent challenge you faced. How did it make you feel? What thoughts came up? Now, write down how you can reframe it as a growth opportunity. For instance, if you missed the deadline, could it be an opportunity to improve your planning skills? This exercise will help you practice the art of frame alchemy. When we begin this course, you would see a plethora of examples of how frame alchemy saved me. Growing up as a child, the different circumstances that marked the turning points in my life, my current state in this job, my financial circumstances, my relationship turnouts. Frame alchemy has been a life hack that has led to the highest growth I could ever imagine as a person. And that's why I'm giving it a dedicated course, because it's a concept that I believe is the ultimate game changer. There are so many people who I've met who I tried to apply this mind hack on, and I saw so much resistance in them. They just couldn't get themselves to think differently about their circumstance or situation. And I felt it would be helpful if I do further research on this and create a product around it that I can use to help such people, walking them from the most stubborn, adamant version of themselves to the most flexible growth mindset of resilience through frame alchemy, helping them to change the narrative of their situation. So, think of a recent challenge and reframe it as an opportunity for growth. You have that power. It's all in your mind. You are capable of changing how you interpret your reality. Reflection question: how does reframing challenges change your experience and response? How can shifting your perspective transform your challenges into opportunities? Just take a moment. Reflect. How can shifting your perspective transform your challenges into opportunities? Remember, frame alchemy is a skill that grows stronger with practice. It's not about denying difficulties or deluding yourself that you're fine and they don't exist. And no, that's not what this is about. Frame alchemy is an intentional act. It's about finding the silver lining within every circumstance. It's about finding the silver lining within every difficulty. There's a popular Japanese proverb that says, I hope I don't butcher this. It says, within every chaos, there is a seed of equal and opposite victory, something like that. Between every circumstance that we face, there is an opportunity that will show up if we look for it, that gives us the chance to flip the narrative of that problem, whereby something that was meant for bad ends up turning out for good. That's saying that all things work together for good. You can extract it from frame alchemy. You can extract that good from every bad situation. Did you have a flat tire? You can say, oh, maybe I was being prevented from an accident down a couple miles or down a couple kilometers. Did you lose a job? You could reframe it to, maybe I was being prepared for a better opportunity, so my schedule had to be clear so that I'll be free to take advantage of that opportunity when it came around. Did someone die? You could say maybe the crutch that I had, that I was basing my reality upon, needed to be taken away for me to cultivate a stronger back frame or a stronger mind. Or I had to realize that all is one and I never lose anybody. People only sleep in death. And I had to learn that I am capable of surviving without anybody. If this person who I thought was a main cornerstone of my existence could be taken away and I'm still breathing, probably it was high time I realized this. Frame alchemy can be applied in a plethora of ways. Okay? In the course itself, I'll use my personal anecdotes and I would show you how I've been able to interpret reality in ways that allowed me get the best out of every circumstance, no matter how bad it seemed initially. So let's recap frame alchemy. The power of perspective. a very, very wonderful power that I wish every single person under the sound of my voice cultivates. Frame alchemy is the art of reframing challenges into opportunities. That's a key takeaway from today's module. Another key takeaway: your perspective shapes your reality. Things are not bad or good, but they are as we interpret them, as we perceive them. It is your lens. If you have a rose-colored glasses on, someone wearing a different colored glasses will do their best to describe the color that they're seeing, and you would do your best to see the description as they're describing it. But the fact that you have a particular colored glass on, that lens will forever dictate how you interpret that reality, which is that color that they're describing. If the person has a blue colored frame on and you have a red colored frame on, both of you look at the same flower and you beat your chest that what you're seeing is true. They'll beat their chest that what they're seeing is true, and both of you will never agree upon a conclusion because your frame of reference is different. Your perspective shapes your reality. That's a key takeaway from frame alchemy. Another key takeaway: your negative thoughts can be challenged. Nothing is fixed in stone. Your negative thoughts are an invitation to a dialogue. Your negative thoughts are an expo, a revelation of your mental condition. A belief in your subconscious mind has come knocking to see if you still validate it. It's like, hey, over here, am I still valid? Am I still valid? Do you still believe this? Challenge your negative thoughts and reframe them positively. Imagine, say you're about to run out of a particular supply. Say your gas is about to finish. And a negative challenge of your bills being due and you not having enough money to cover it comes around. You could stew and cry and complain and beg and moan about how your bills are never paid. Or you could reframe it as an opportunity to manifest money from unknown sources. I'll give you an example. This is Synth, Stories I Never Told, a design I just made recently on my most recent designs. And I decided I was going to wear this shirt for the monthly party that we hold in the office, Club 959, which held last night. As I record this morning, I still remember how in the beginning of this week, today is Saturday, by Monday I didn't have money to pay for this shirt. Christmas was on Wednesday. Wednesday morning I woke up. The negative thought came up, oh, are you going to repeat the prolific t-shirt you wore last month? Because the party is monthly. And I decided, no, I want every single month to be a launch of a new merchandise. The pictures that are going to go on social media are going to go with the new merchandise for a particular segment of the Provoe Planet brand. And that party is going to be a great launch to introduce it into the world, to tap into that energy of newness every single month. So I looked into my bank account, I saw what the situation was, and I decided to reframe it. Oh, this is an opportunity to be resourceful and creative. I called the guy up, committed myself. My original plan was to make one. I ended up there on the spot, making it 2. And then when he agreed and said, yeah, this is Christmas, I'll get back to you either Christmas night or 26th morning. By the time he got back to me, I was like, hey, I'm adding this. That was when I designed this and sent it to him. I designed this week and sent it to him, and then told him I was going to give him cash when he was handing this over. So the cash was from money I had withdrawn for feeding and transportation. I decided to go reach into that just to challenge that notion that I'm not able to afford a print of my next launch. I was like, nope. I would find ways around it. I took a loan. The loan got into a bank that it's connected to a bank that my token has been deactivated, and I needed a new token, and this is holidays and I couldn't get a new token. I refused to acknowledge that. I reframed my potential. I said, I have a POS lady I'm cool with. Call her, let her make that transfer. Yes, you're far from her. You would tell her to wait. When you can get to her, you take your card to her and she'll make that withdrawal. I reframed this negative thought of, oh, I will not be able to afford this shirt I'm wearing right now. And I turned that circumstance into a challenge. Hey, how about you figure out how to get this done? And as we speak, I was able to print not one, but 3 merches, 3 designs. So I'm covered for next month and the upper month, while being chill and relaxed and giving you this beautiful outfit for the video I'm recording. So that's the advantage of reframing your life, reframing your concepts, reframing your worldview. Next takeaway: practice gratitude to shift your focus to the positive. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where something happened and it was supposed to be so bad, and then your perspective shifted to the fact that it could be worse, and then you ended up saying, oh, thank God it's just this, or thank God it's just that occurred. This could have happened, that could have happened. That's one example of how gratitude shifts your interpretation of an event. Somebody could be in an accident, come out with no scratch, and they don't even remember that they just lost a car worth millions of dollars, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or tens of thousands of dollars. Their gratitude for their life that was spared shifts, alchemizes that event of that crash or that accident into, oh, thank God I made it out alive. No one is talking about the loss of the car. Do you understand? So practice gratitude to shift your focus to the positive. In every other circumstance in your life, you will be able to look for something to be grateful for in that circumstance, no matter how bad it is. I just give you an example of someone almost losing their life. Every other circumstance can be flipped and you can find something to be grateful for inside of that negative situation. And this will help you alchemize it and change your frame. Another key takeaway: embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. If you pray for patience, God wouldn't just make you immediately patient. What you would find is life would give you series of layered circumstances that would develop your patience. So when you embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, that frame would keep you in the offensive rather than defensive. It will keep you in hero mode rather than victim mode. It will keep you in the bring it on, I've got this, rather than why is this always happening to me mode. So embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. The more you can take on your shoulder and brush it off, the more you look in the mirror and say, yes, I am him, I am her, I am that guy, I am that girl, I am that powerful. It's all in your mind. Nothing is good or bad. Thinking makes it so. You have the power to create opportunities out of every single challenge. Like I said, in the forthcoming course, immediately after this course, Frame Alchemy, which is our topic module for today, is going to be a course on its own where I break down the series of layers of depths that you can access in your subconscious mind, in your psyche, in your story. While you tell your story, you would see how you're interpreting all the different key turning points in your life. Using my examples, you'll be able to extrapolate it to your life to see how you've been interpreting events in your life that have been perpetuating whatever challenges you're going through today, so that you'll be able to take active steps, proactive steps to change your frame of reference, to shift your perspective a bit, adjust the way you see things to enable you power through life with more ease and more grace. Action step: identify a challenging situation you are currently facing. You can pick just one. Reframe the situation from a positive perspective. Reframe the situation from a positive perspective. That thing that you cried about last, that thing that you run around looking for help last, go back to it and look at it from a positive perspective. Now practice gratitude for the lessons learned. If you do not reframe it and look for something positive out of it, chances are it's going to occur again because you haven't learned the lessons. So sit with it, extract the value that it has come to offer, and practice gratitude for the lessons learned. Okay? Now take action to move forward. When you take action to move forward, the circle comes complete. After changing your frame of reference, you have to take action on your new conclusion. Then celebrate your progress and resilience. What you just accomplished is not an easy feat. A lot of people can't do it. That's why their life is where it is. And the fact that you're here listening to me means you're doing something about your life. And I applaud you. I celebrate you. I thank you. And it's only up from here. Remember, your perspective is a powerful tool. Use it wisely. If you say you can do something, you are right. If you say you can't do something, you are right. It is a double-edged sword and it is in your control. You are at the command center. You are in charge of creating your reality. Thank you for joining today's session on Frame Alchemy. Tomorrow, we'll explore the concept of resilience, how to bounce back from adversity, any kind of adversity, and grow stronger through challenges. I'm excited to continue this journey with you, so see you then.